currently at the point in my life where my choices will pave the way for me to fulfill my dreams. But the question is that am I capable enough to choose the right path, or will I keep regretting everything that I do? These are a few of the n number of thoughts that constantly cross my mind every now and then, and maybe even yours too. Some which are lost overnight, while some which seem as though they are the sole purpose of our lives and are impossible to forget. Most of the thoughts that keep lingering in our minds are either regarding our future or pondering over our past decisions. What if I ask you that have you never regretted a decision that you once thought was for the best? I believe only a handful of you would reply with yes. But if I were to ask you that are you worried or anxious about the future? I think the majority of you would reply in the affirmative. Even I would. But at times, what we don't realize is that while we are lost in the thoughts of the future or feel remorseful for some things, we tend to ruin our present. Do you know, apparently, we tend to agonize over our choices continuously, and once we finally proceeded with it, we are very rarely happy with our final decision. The good thing is, we aren't the only ones who deal with such situations. A survey reveals that an average person takes a massive 7,73,618 decisions over the course of their lifetime. However, they end up regretting about 1.5 lakh of those decisions. So, what could be the solution for the same? Perhaps an advice which clears out the vagueness in your minds. A recent study done by Saybrook University showed that 90% of the adults have deep or existential regrets about their lives. And the more they dwell on it, the worse their quality of life seems to get. If we all have big regrets, and it looks like we all virtually do, then managing regret becomes a crucial life skill. But then again, how do we manage regret? I think the initial step towards overcoming regret is to accept that you made a mistake. You have to move on some other day. And there are people out there who are far worse off than we are. But they're surviving, and some even thriving. And the reason is that they've learned from their mistakes, and instead of regretting them, they grew into what they are today. We cannot hold on to a mistake forever, and the more we delay, the harder it gets for us to let it go. Once we've overcome our regret, we can always start over, explore new options, and maybe, over time, we even realize that what happened wasn't for the worst, but for something even better that we couldn't have imagined at that time. Another important aspect that one should have in their lives is to expect less and accept more. I read it on Goodman Psychology's website, and it's a beautiful thing to remember that learning to ease your personal expectations and accept there's much in life that you cannot change is a good defense against regret. Last but not the least, never underestimate yourself. An old Japanese proverb says, do not speak bad of yourself, for the warrior within hears your words and is listened by them. Make choices in your life which will lead you to your happiness and helps you embrace yourself. But if you still dwindle on the notion of regretting later, then keep in mind that there's always another option which might even be more feasible and efficient than this one. Life is not certain, and we don't even need it to be. We will undoubtedly make mistakes, because it's the human tendency, isn't it? Then rather than having thousands of regrets, why don't we take one step towards molding ourselves better, learning from the past, and leaving the future worries to the future. So, lastly, trust in your dreams, believe in yourself, and be a pro. But if you're still unsure, don't regret. Leave it on time and go with the flow. Thank you.